How does it feel to be secretly rich? Basically, it feels great. My wife and I are worth a joint 13 to 15 million. I don't know the precise amount because it honestly doesn't matter to us. We needed about $2 million to have our dream house in a very nice liberal college town on a street surrounded by professors, doctors, and other intellectually interesting people. And we calculated that with no mortgage to pay, $120,000 pre-tax is more than enough for what for us is an awesome lifestyle. If you assume a 2% withdrawal rate, that means we needed another $6 million net. So once we hit $8 million, we stopped counting. We love our jobs and are now in the fortunate cycle where many wealthier people find themselves and where money seems to just grow. So we have more and I'm sure it'll continue, but we don't count it anymore and we certainly haven't found much to spend it on. If you asked our friends, I think they probably assume we get closer to $2 million or so in total. The handful who have discovered we don't have a mortgage, for example. We're shocked. So I think my assumption is a good one. Why are we secret? 2 reasons. We love our life as it is. Having lived in 4 countries in about 10 places between us, we honestly live in what we consider to be one of the best places on the planet. There are many days when I walk around in my life and think how insanely happy I am to have what I have. When you're that happy, you need to stop focusing on stuff that, even if it is technically better, isn't delivering sufficient marginal pleasure, comfort, and satisfaction. If you don't, you start chasing your own tail. I know a lot of rich people, plenty richer than me, who spend way too much time chasing their own tails. I've seen dogs do this too. You almost never catch them, and if you do, you only end up hurting yourself. We want our kids to love their lives as much as we love ours. We're young, late 30s, and we have 2 under 8-year-olds. By the time they are 18, I reckon we could probably give them $10 million each and set them up to never work again. It's tempting. They're smart kids and I think they would likely use the freedom to do interesting work, help people travel, and more. What if we did that? We would have stolen one opportunity, that of having to climb the world yourself and get a chance to occasionally stop and check out the view. We want them to have a stab at that. And if over time we think they need or want the other option, we can always play that card at the appropriate time. But for them to really try out life properly, they can't know about things like the apartments in downtown Manhattan that generate 6-figure rental profit, for example. How do we hide it? We work assiduously to disguise our wealth. The kids go to public school. We have a 5-year-old Honda. I take the train to work. My wife rides a bike. Now the kids are beginning to become more self-aware. We fly coach when we go on vacation, so they don't assume that you always turn left when you get on a plane. We make in excess of $1.5 million each year, but our next richest friends probably make $250,000. But also we get to do certain things without a care. We wear pretty normal clothes but pay to have them tailored. So my pair of Gap jeans probably fits a lot better than yours. The old car broke down twice in 1 week a few years ago, so I just went out and bought a new one in cash because I always have $30,000 in my checking account. You know, just in case I was busy that month so I forgot to sell the old one for a while. But honestly, it's worth more for me to not have to worry about that. Our elder kid's school suffered a ceiling collapse thankfully over a weekend and the local city budget only allowed for a temporary fix. The school organized a fundraiser and managed to pull together $2,500 which was amazing given the financial background of the average student. Some of the kids were collecting money in nickels and dimes from their extended families, which really moved us. The total cost of fixing the roof to a new spec with a living garden on top for the kids to learn about biodiversity was about $25,000 and my wife was a bioscience major cell. Out of the blue, the school received an anonymous $5,000 check and very occasionally enjoyed it a little ourselves. We just keep it to ourselves. We both love wine. Our normal evening drink is probably a $40 bottle. At that price, one can have excellent wine from both the new and old worlds, but we often buy the other a bottle of wine as a birthday present. The last time my wife did that, she spent $3,500 on a single bottle. We drank it a week later. It tasted pretty great. Occasionally we'll have our parents look after the kids and we'll go away for a long weekend. 3 years ago we did a 4-day trip to Paris on a private jet. Interestingly, we don't do these things as much anymore. As with so much in life, I've discovered that once you've done it once or twice, and most importantly, once you know you can do it, it stops being all that exciting. Real life is about simpler things. Watching your kids grow, enjoying a beautiful day, taking a stroll on the street and watching people go about their business, and most of all, being able to take the time to do these things without worrying about where the next dollar is going to come from.